If a man has these 4 traits, he'll never cheat on you. Alright, let's get one thing straight for the start. Not all men cheat. I know this might be hard to believe based on some experiences or stories you've heard, but there are genuinely loyal men out there. And in this video, I'm going to share 4 clear traits that show a man is far less likely to cheat on you. By the end of this, you'll know what to look for in a partner who's serious about staying faithful. So stick around, because you don't want to miss a single one of these. Trait number 1, he's compassionate. Compassion may sound like a simple surface-level quality, but in a committed relationship, it has profound implications. When a man is compassionate, it means he genuinely cares about the emotional experiences of the people around him, especially those closest to him. He's not just focused on his own needs. He's aware of how his actions, words, and decisions impact you. This kind of man doesn't act with kindness just to look good or to keep the peace. His compassion runs much deeper. He naturally considers how his choices could affect your well-being, and he's committed to protecting that emotional bond you both share. Compassionate men have an intuitive ability to empathize, which makes it incredibly difficult for them to act in a way that would intentionally hurt their partner. For example, when it comes to cheating, a compassionate man doesn't just think about the immediate gratification of his actions. Instead, he thinks about the consequences, the broken trust, and the emotional wreckage that would follow. He recognizes that cheating isn't just a temporary lapse in judgment. It's a decision that has far-reaching consequences that could permanently damage the connection he values. In essence, compassion serves as a form of protection for the relationship. Because he cares so deeply about your feelings, he instinctively avoids behaviors that would cause harm. In his mind, loyalty and kindness go hand in hand. He knows that trust, once broken, isn't easily rebuilt, and he's unwilling to inflict that kind of hurt on someone he cares about so deeply. This isn't to say that a compassionate man is perfect or never faces temptation, but his empathy acts as a guiding compass, steering him away from choices that would betray your trust. In the end, a compassionate man is deeply committed to nurturing your emotional well-being and preserving the trust you both share. For him, being faithful is more than just a commitment. It's a way of respecting the emotional bond you have. He sees loyalty not as a duty, but as a natural outcome of his love and respect for you. Trait number 2, he has no problem saying no. When a man is comfortable saying no, he's showing you that he has a strong sense of boundaries and is unafraid to enforce them. This ability to set and maintain boundaries is a powerful sign of maturity and self-awareness. A man who can say no doesn't feel the need to constantly seek validation or acceptance from others, especially in situations that could put his relationship at risk. His confidence in setting limits with others, whether friends, co-workers, or acquaintances, demonstrates his commitment to protecting what he values most. Unlike people who struggle with boundaries and may compromise their values to avoid conflict or gain approval, he understands that saying no is sometimes essential to keeping the integrity of his relationship intact. In the context of loyalty, that trait is incredibly important. The ability to refuse is what prevents him from crossing lines or getting involved in situations that could jeopardize his relationship. For example, if someone flirts with him or suggests something inappropriate, he doesn't feel tempted to engage or play along out of a need for attention. Instead, he can recognize that such interactions threaten the stability he's worked hard to build and can quickly put an end to it by saying no. His strong sense of self and his values act as his compass, guiding him to make decisions that keep his loyalty intact, regardless of the pressures or temptations he may face. Having a man who knows how to say no also means that he's likely to be honest and straightforward in the relationship. He's not the type to go along with things just to keep the peace, and he won't agree to something he's uncomfortable with just to avoid conflict. This transparency and directness made it easier to trust him because you know that he won't hide things or go behind your back. His ability to say no translates into loyalty, as he respects both his boundaries and the trust you share, demonstrating that he values the relationship too much to compromise it. Trait number 3, he doesn't consider it snooping when you use his phone or laptop. One of the biggest indicators of transparency and trust in a relationship is how comfortable a partner is with sharing access to personal devices like phones and laptops. For a man who values openness, the idea of you looking at his messages or emails isn't a big deal. It's simply part of a relationship built on honesty. Unlike men who may keep a tight grip on their devices, fearing you'll find something they're hiding, a truly transparent man will treat his phone like any other shared possession in the relationship. If you need to check something or borrow his laptop, he won't label it as snooping or get defensive. Instead, he sees this level of openness as a way to reinforce the trust between you. A man who doesn't guard his devices is sending a clear message. He has nothing to hide. This behavior suggests he's confident that his actions, conversations, and interactions are consistent with the trust you share. He understands that transparency isn't about giving up privacy, but rather about removing unnecessary barriers in the relationship. For him, being open with his phone or laptop is a way to show respect for the partnership. When he's unguarded with his digital life, he's essentially saying, "This is who I am, and I have no reason to hide any part of myself from you." This openness creates a sense of mutual trust and eliminates feelings of doubt or suspicion. Moreover, this level of comfort with transparency often reflects a man who values honesty over secrecy. While everyone has a right to privacy, a man who's genuinely invested in building a life with you will understand that certain boundaries naturally dissolve in a committed relationship. He doesn't see transparency as a threat to his independence, but as a testament to his trustworthiness. In fact, he finds reassurance in knowing that you feel comfortable enough to see his life without any filters or hidden parts. Ultimately, when a man is comfortable with this level of openness, it shows that he's committed to building a foundation based on trust and authenticity. Trait number 4, he's not a risk taker. Being risk-averse isn't just about avoiding extreme sports or financial gambles. It's a personality trait that often extends to personal relationships. A man who's careful and cautious in his everyday life is less likely to engage in behavior that could disrupt his stability and security. For him, cheating isn't just about a momentary thrill. It's an unpredictable choice that could bring a cascade of unwanted consequences, and he has no interest in taking that risk. When a man is conservative with his risks, he tends to think through his decisions, often weighing the potential outcomes before acting. This careful approach keeps him grounded and makes impulsive, potentially harmful decisions far less appealing. Risk-averse men tend to place a high value on stability and predictability, both of which are crucial for long-term commitment. Just as he's unlikely to make sudden changes in his career or finances without considering the outcomes, he's equally cautious about his actions in a relationship. He knows that cheating can lead to heartbreak, shattered trust, and the dismantling of everything he's built with you. Because he craves consistency and dislikes uncertainty, he's far less likely to engage in behaviors that could jeopardize his sense of security. This trait is reassuring because it demonstrates a kind of commitment that goes beyond words. He doesn't just say he values the relationship, he actively avoids putting it in jeopardy. His careful approach to life translates into a dedication to your partnership, making him a man who's dependable and unlikely to stray. If he's cautious in other aspects of life, he's not about to gamble on something as risky and potentially devastating as infidelity. Well, there you have it, and thanks for watching.